Have you ever tried to sleep, but your mind just won't shut up? You replay conversations, you imagine worst-case scenarios, you fight thoughts, but they fight back harder. What if I told you the reason your mind won't stop thinking is because you're trying to stop it? And by the end of this video, I'll show you the only method that actually quiets the mind without forcing it. Have you ever wondered why your mind just won't stop? Even when you're exhausted, even when you're safe, even when nothing is actually wrong. It keeps replaying conversations. It predicts disasters. It analyzes things that happened years ago. And sometimes it feels like you're trapped inside it. But here's something important. Your brain is not broken. It's not defective. It's not weak. And you're not overthinking because there's something wrong with you. Your mind is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Your brain evolved for one primary purpose: survival. Not happiness, not peace, not calm. Survival. For thousands of years, the humans who survived were the ones who could anticipate danger. The ones who asked, what if that sound is a predator? What if this tribe is a threat? What if something goes wrong tomorrow? The anxious brain survived. And that same brain lives inside you. Today, there may be no predators outside your cave, but your brain doesn't know that. It scans for threats anyway. Deadlines, rejection, failure, embarrassment, uncertainty. To your brain, uncertainty feels like danger, and thinking feels like protection. So when your mind keeps running scenarios, when it replays the past, when it tries to predict every possible future, it believes it's helping you. It believes it's keeping you safe. But here's the problem. The system that once protected us from lions is now reacting to emails. The alarm system hasn't changed, only the threats have. And when that survival system turns on, it doesn't know how to turn itself off. It thinks, if I stop thinking, something bad might happen. So it keeps going, and going, and going. Not because you are weak, but because your brain loves you in its own primitive way. But if your brain is trying to protect you, why does it feel like it's attacking you instead? Why does something designed for survival create so much suffering?
Let me ask you something. What do you usually do when your thoughts become too loud? You try to stop them. You distract yourself. You scroll. You watch something. You tell yourself, stop thinking. You try to push the thoughts away. But have you ever noticed something strange? The harder you try not to think, the louder your mind becomes. Let's try something simple. For the next 5 seconds, do not think about a pink elephant. Not a big one, not a small one, not even the color pink. Ready? What happened? The image probably appeared instantly. Why? Because the brain doesn't work the way we think it does. When you tell your mind, don't think about this, it first has to check what this is. It has to scan for it. It has to monitor whether you're thinking about it. And in doing so, it keeps the thought active. This is called the ironic process. The brain tries to suppress a thought, but at the same time, it keeps searching for it. It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. The more force you use, the more pressure builds, and eventually, it explodes back to the surface, stronger than before. That's exactly what happens with anxiety, with regret, with fear, with intrusive thoughts. You're not exhausted because you think. You're exhausted because you fight your thinking. Every time a thought appears, you label it as bad, dangerous, wrong, unacceptable. And the moment you resist it, your nervous system reads that resistance as threat detected. And when the brain detects a threat, it increases alertness, which increases thinking, which increases resistance, and suddenly, you're in a loop, a self-created war inside your own mind. And here's the painful truth. The mind doesn't calm down when it's attacked. It escalates, because from its perspective, you're fighting something important. What if the problem was never the thoughts? What if the real fuel behind mental noise is the struggle against it? So, if fighting makes it worse, what happens when you stop fighting?
So if fighting your thoughts makes them louder, what happens when you stop fighting? In modern psychology, there's something called cognitive diffusion. It's a core principle in acceptance and commitment therapy, and it's based on a powerful idea. You are not your thoughts. Not philosophically, not spiritually, neurologically. A thought is simply an electrical pattern moving through neural networks. It is an event, not an identity. But here's what usually happens. A thought appears. I'm going to fail. And instead of seeing it as a mental event, you merge with it. It becomes, I am going to fail. This is called cognitive fusion. When you're fused with a thought, it feels real, urgent, dangerous. Your body reacts, your heart rate changes, your breathing shifts, stress hormones activate. Not because the thought is true, but because your brain cannot tell the difference between imagination and immediate danger. So the goal is not to delete thoughts. The goal is to change your relationship with them. Let me guide you through something simple. Right now, bring to mind a recent stressful thought. Just one. Don't analyze it. Just notice it. Now, instead of saying, I'm not good enough, say internally, I'm noticing that I'm having the thought that I'm not good enough. Pause. Did you feel the difference? You just created psychological space. That space is powerful because in that space, you are no longer inside the thought. You are observing it. And neuroscience shows something fascinating. When you shift into observation mode, activity increases in the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for regulation and awareness. And activity in the amygdala, the threat detector, begins to decrease. You are literally moving from survival mode to awareness mode. The mind becomes quieter, not because you forced it, but because you stopped feeding the threat response. Think of your mind like the sky. Thoughts are weather patterns. Storms come, wind passes, clouds gather. But the sky itself is never harmed by the weather. You are the sky, not the storm. And here's the paradox. When you allow a thought to exist without resisting it, without arguing with it, without trying to silence it, it loses energy. Because thoughts need resistance to feel important. Without resistance, they become background noise, and the observer, the quiet awareness behind it all, becomes stronger. You don't quiet the mind by controlling it. You quiet it by stepping out of it.